Your Chicago Blackhawks just lost 9-3 to the Buffalo Sabres. Let's talk about it next on CHGO Blackhawks. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks post-game podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And if you're looking at our little Bet365 graphics bug right over there, that is not a typo. The final score was indeed 9-3 Sabres. And if
I thought you were going to say Bills.
Yeah, 3 field goals to 1.
It's a classic Bills-Bears game.
We ended last night's post-game show when we were taking break and we're getting yelled at to say, okay, adversity, bad loss, you let it slip away, many factors go to it. Here is a chance to go into a building where you should win. You're playing the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and it is a really great opportunity to wash away the stink of the Seattle loss and come out with a good performance, put skates on throats, and be in a good place against Colorado on Sunday. Yep. Instead, you go get your ass whooped for 60 minutes. Start to finish, the Sabres kick the living crap out of the Blackhawks. 2 guys showed up, Connor Bedard, Tyler Bertuzzi, the rest, butt cheeks, the entire game. I mean, where to begin?
I mean, the opening minute of the game, Tyler Bertuzzi gets a stick between his eyes. No call.
Well, stabbing in the eye is legal now.
Sabres get the power play off of Bedard, the trip. Did they score on that? I feel like they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, probably.
It's sets the tone.
Wait, no, they did not.
No, but not shortly after did they score their first of 9 goals. On the game. I mean, I don't know how you look at this game analytically. I don't know how you look at this game X's and O's wise.
You kind of can't.
This at the point where you lose 9-3, that's a DNA check. What is your DNA? Because the way that game ended last night, the whatever emotions that team would have felt getting on the plane, heading over to Buffalo, and wanting to, like you said, wanting to wash away the stink of that end of that game. Where was it?
No,
they left it on. They left it at home.
Like, wouldn't you be? Yes, you played back-to-back nights. Fine. I'll give you a goal and a half because you played last night. Okay?
Sure.
And I'll be generous.
And they watched it in the first period.
Aren't you, if you are any sort of competitor, after that loss to Seattle, saying, get me back on the damn ice as quickly as possible so I can write that?
Yeah.
Look, Charlie mentioned it. I said it after the Hawks beat the Blues. There will be a game this year where they're on the other side of something like this.
Oh, yeah.
They smoked Ottawa. They smoked the Blues. Those teams, while not great, did not fall to the bottom of the league, right?
Right.
The Blues are starting to look somewhat back to life, kind of. So I don't want to overblow one game, but I think in the context of last night,
it's context.
The opportunity they had today, and let's not understate who's coming up next. I got a text from my cousin Patrick who said, when's the last time a team put up 9 goals? It was the Colorado Avalanche. Beat the Oilers 9-1 on November 8th.
That was not that long ago.
Not that long ago. And this is a team with 1 regulation loss. And look, I'm not hockey's freaking weird. The Hawks could win that game 5-0 because hockey is just like that.
Yeah.
But the context of we had Seattle beat, Buffalo is certainly beatable. So let's get 3 or 4 points before we got ahead to face the Avalanche. You get 0 points, and now you've got the NHL's juggernaut coming in your building.
Yeah. I don't expect them to practice tomorrow because of how little energy and little gas that they brought to this game. So I can't imagine you're going to skate before playing the Avalanche. They better rest up because they're gonna need way more than they brought to the table tonight. And you know clearly if you watch the game, you said it. It's very evident. Tyler Bertuzzi, his GAF meter was at least on tonight, as was Connor Bedard's. I question everybody else's if they wanted to put it if they wanted to put in the effort. And people in the chat saying, well, the team was tired. That's what happens.
Sure,
but
a game of goal and a half.
Yeah, tired legs only go so far. It comes down to, and I know it's early in the season still technically, but games and points matter. If you as a Blackhawks team want to talk about games mattering, want to talk about turning a corner, want to talk about this team being different, and we've talked about it all. But if they want to talk about it and they want to believe it, these are the games you can't. These are the games and the efforts that you can't have, because if you want to be that team that people look at and say, oh, it's not just a hot start. This team is actually good. This team is actually better than we thought. You can't have performances like this. This unravels. This can unravel a lot of the good that we've seen from the Hawks in the first 20 games. I'm not saying that this is a 180 turning point and they're going down to the basement.
No,
but
I don't think so either.
But we said on the pregame and last night, last year's team, year before that, results like this are what spiraled them to long losing streaks. And this team is not immune to that, but I'd hate to see it spiral out of control now, given the way that the first 19 games of the season had gone, and the way that this team was vibing, the way that they were playing. There was a lot of belief in them. I don't want it to go out the window, but this is a hard game to overcome that feeling of like, ooh, a step back was probably taken tonight.
Well, I'm really hoping we get to hear from Jeff Blashill at the end of this, by the time we end here, because I'm trying to think of, if I was Jeff Blashill, how would I handle this, right? Because maybe your first instinct is you go flip over the body armor table, you break some sticks, you smash the locker room TV. I don't think that's him. I think with a young team that, I will say, for the most part, he's pushed every correct button on this year.
Yeah.
I feel like the move for him is to say, forget it. You all know what happened out there. I don't need to spend 2 hours tearing each of you apart on video for you to understand that you played like ass and did not deserve to win this game, and you deserved every piece of that 9-3 beating. We are going to ball it up. We're going to throw it away. We are on to Colorado. And I expect, me being Jeff Blashill at this very moment, I don't have my bald cap, but I'll have one soon. Like, to me, that's my approach is, okay, last night sucked. Tonight really sucked. We can go one of two ways with this. We can just let the rest of the season avalanche over us, or we can just forget it, be mentally strong, and be ready to go Monday night when the Avalanche come. And I think that that's probably the right move. Because, look, let's not forget the prior 18 games and 2 periods before tonight and the end of last night. Vibes were very high about this team.
Yeah.
And I think rightfully so. And I think vibes were very high with the team. So if Jeff Blashill goes and acts as if the world is ending after this loss, to me, as a young player, that would be startling. Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, we were bad, but like, is he really this freaked out by this? I think the best move is, you say, and Darren Pang said it, ball this one up, throw it away, move on. Because that's all you can do. What more can you take from this game?
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any reason to, say you go into the locker room and you curse guys out. If you're doing that at the end of this game where it's 9-3, you probably should have been doing it at the end of the first period where it's 3-1. If you didn't do it then, maybe you do it after the second period where it's 6-2. What point does it make when it's 9-3? If I'm Jeff Blashill, I don't even go in the locker room.
He's on the plane
I don't.
already.
I go directly to the plane, and you say nothing. The players, okay, they know. Hey, this was bad. But this is a moment where the guys in the room hash it out.
Yeah.
This is a moment where, if it's Bertuzzi, if it's Connor Murphy, and honestly, the only vet I want to hear from is Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
After a game like this.
Yep.
And it sounds like he's a guy that, says a lot more than maybe we've ever given him credit for, and holds more weight in that locker room than maybe we've perceived before. But if I'm Blashill, I don't say a thing. I don't go in the room. I let them hash it out. And I don't forget this game. I think you go back and you look at moments. You look at efforts. You look at plays, the overpassing, trying to be too cute. And I think there's a number of guys here where in this game, in moments where you're just like, Vlasic scored tonight. That was great. He also got caught flat-footed on one of those odd man rushes. I think there's
he learned what big and physical versus big was.
Right.
And he was not physical enough. Neither was Crevier all night.
Right. I think you go back and you watch this tape and you ingrain this effort can't stand. Look at how bad you guys played. Look at how bad this effort was. And you do that tomorrow, you let it sink in, and then you move on. I don't think this is a game that you just ball up, toss, and flush it, because this team's not good enough to do that. They have to feel it, learn from it, absorb it, and say, this can't be us. This can't be us.
But I think to just be more clear on my point, I just don't think you can. There's not much you can glean from this game.
No,
you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go frame by frame. Oh, in this moment, you got to really be okay.
Yeah. What?
Okay. I thought I saw some.
I'm trying not to get all the. This is Red Bull, by the way, because I need to wake up after that game.
Your soup catcher. No, but
I don't want it to fall over the.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't think there's any point in, like, all right, we're all in front of the screen and we're going to go player by player, and no, you take your lesson. I think the lesson is more of not an X's and O's lesson as much as a remember this, remember what it takes to win, that sort of a lesson. I may have told this story on the show before. When I was a young man, very young, maybe
your father told you
between 5 and 8.
Yeah.
I got in big trouble at an event. We were at like an event at my school.
Mm-hmm.
I was being a total jerk.
Sure.
And I knew it. And my dad was pissed. And he took me out of that building, put me in the car, and drove home in a rage I have never seen before or since from my dad. He goes, go upstairs. And I sat in that room for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just terrified of what was coming.
Yeah.
And then I hear my dad come up the stairs, and I'm like bracing. He'd never beat me, but I'd get a spanking now and again, right?
Sure.
So like,
it was a different time.
I just look. It was the 80s. So I literally, the door opens and I'm like, ah, and he just goes, never again. And that stuck with me way more than any sort of momentary active aggression would have.
Yeah.
Or him screaming in my face or whatever it might have been. Him just calming himself, taking the 15 to 20 minutes, probably had about 4 or 5 heaters in that time, knowing my dad, and just was like, I can go one of two ways with this. I am not that guy. I'm going to go teach a lesson in a productive way. And he did it. And I will never forget that moment. I've remembered times I've gotten yelled at and, I've forgotten those. This one moment from my dad, I will never forget. And I think maybe that's the angle that Jeff Blashill goes with tonight, where he said, don't even go in there.
Yeah.
Just let them handle it themselves. Figure it out.
They got to figure something
Fight
out.
it out. Yeah. All right, we're going to hit the break zone for the
you
first
can't,
time.
You can't beat the Sabres, beat each other.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
And while I hate to plead and beg for likes, as I was accused of doing today, we would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. It helps us out big time when you do that. Make sure you are subscribed to our page as well. We'll be back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks, presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and with their early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points. That's your football team, by the way. If it was hockey, that'd be tough.
Not impossible.
Not impossible, but tough.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you get an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app and use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Sunday Night Football, my favorite game of the week, always. Great production. Love it. They've got a $365K jackpot you can be part of right there. So take advantage of that. And breaking news from Bet365, new customers now get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. So sign up, use our code CHGO365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, use those bonuses on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
And when you're sweating out your bets, you don't want to stink. Your bets might stink, but you don't want to. And that's where our friends at Mando come in. What is Mando, you might be asking? Well, it's whole body deodorant, safe to use anywhere on your body, including but not limited to your pits, your balls, your thigh folds,
That's correct.
your belly button, your butt's crack, and your feet. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal body odor was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, it is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. And Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choosing, like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And new customers can get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code CHGO when you go to shopmando.com. Again, that's 20% off site-wide and free shipping. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Thank you for hitting that like button for us. You found a little bit of a stat that you found interesting during the game about goaltending. And before we get into it, it's time for the qualifier. Jay Zawaski nor Mario Tirabassi are blaming Arvid Soderblom for this loss. ... However,
expected goals against tonight was 2.74 against the Blackhawks, and 9 went in. So I don't think you need to math it up too much on that one. That it's just if Spencer Knight plays behind this effort tonight, I'm not saying they win this game, but it's not 9.
it's not 9,
And
for sure.
and I know, people in the chat, it was just, why they leave Soderblom in, and he left Soderblom in to send a message or whatever. No, Spencer Knight played last night. You need him fresh for Colorado. Whatever the outcome tonight was going to be, short of an injury, this was Soderblom's game to play.
Yeah,
and like I'm not like you said, not hanging the result of this game on him, but getting one would be nice. Getting one back, that making a save that you don't expect to be made at least once would be nice. And he's been having a good season up until this game.
we praised him in the pregame show.
We talked about it in the pregame show. Like he is also contributing good goaltending to this team and is helping their start to the season. This game was not that. It wasn't even the saves that he's expected to make. Was he making them? And I get goalies have off nights, but it's just it's just a mixture of bad timing for Soderblom to have a game where he is not even on his C game.
Yeah.
And then the Hawks come in with 16 skaters seemingly at 50% interest in the game, and you got 2 guys going out there and actually trying to make a difference. And it's just it's not a recipe to get you any kind of result. So it's frustrating because we've liked Arvid Soderblom this season, even though he's been playing good, though. Every time he's in, it feels much different than when Spencer Knight plays.
100%.
And that's a credit to how good Spencer Knight's been.
Yes.
But even still, like, you just want one of those expected saves to be made.
How many times in this game did it feel like the Hawks were kind of getting back into it?
Yes.
And then immediately a goal you would call below average at best or soft at worst, where you're like, come on. And look, they turn the puck over like crazy. I said from Jump Street, like, why are they passing everything is so soft?
Mm-hmm.
There was no zip on the pucks, because even the first shift, they're deep in the zone. They should have drawn a penalty. They didn't. Right? Like, they're doing everything right, but everything was just very touchy and like, here you go, just go ahead and take it. Like, nothing was done with any sort of purpose.
Yeah.
And so you're playing that way. You're turning the puck over. You finally get a couple cracks of like, okay, we just scored a goal. Things are starting to turn. We've had some sustained shifts. And 3 or 4 times tonight, all of that gets washed away by giving up a goal again. And it's, man, and no goal is 100% on the goalie. But like you're saying, man, now and again, bail your team out. When they need to be bailed out, like you said, 16 of the 18 skaters didn't have it tonight. So bail them out once. Bail them out twice in the course of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just do the expected. And look, that by definition is what a backup goalie is you want them to make the expected saves. He made 7 fewer than he was expected to make tonight.
Right.
That is a bad performance. Regardless of how bad the team in front of you played, the metrics tell you, despite all that, the Sabres were expected to score between 2 and 3 goals.
Yeah. I think it's an effort that, like you were saying, the momentum killers were out there. You get the goal at the end of the first period late, and you kind of like stop the bleeding, so to say, with Bertuzzi. And you go into the first intermission, you're like, "Oof, okay." Try to collect yourselves. Try to kind of like reestablish. All right, we got one. Let's build some momentum. 5 minutes and 8 seconds later, you're down 5-1.
Yep.
And 2 goals, 8 seconds apart. Tough. You get the Vlasic goal, and then you had the Bedard breakaway, and UPL makes the save on that, and then right down the other direction, Josh Doan puts it in 6-2. That was it. That sequence was the end of it, where Bedard doesn't bury that breakaway. If he does, it's 5-3, and you're like, okay, things you start to feel like maybe you can claw yourself back into it.
Yeah, and the doubt starts to sink in for the Sabres too.
Right. Yeah. You start to get a little, a little tense. But Bedard can't bury it, and they go back and score, and it was whatever happened in the third period, who cared? Even with Bertuzzi scoring in the first minute, you get to 6-3. Yep. 90 seconds later, it's 7-3. Like you had no chance to really even build momentum, even if you wanted to, and you wanted to try to feel like you were clawing your way back in. It just and like you said, like not every single goal is 100% on the goalie unless it's a flipped puck from all the way down the other end of the ice and it bounces past them. Yeah, that's 100% on the goalie. But some of the saves some of the goals that went in, Soderblom's, you want him to make the save, or he's getting screened, or especially the 9-3 goal. Oh my gosh. Like that's another one where you're like, check your DNA, man. Like you got pushed back on the zone entry. I think it was Vlasic and Murphy, or Vlasic and Rinzel. I can't remember. They're all big and tall, but they get pushed back. No one's stopping the puck carrier. You screen Soderblom, and he's got no chance. Right. And who scored that?
That was his first goal of the year.
Jacob Bryson.
Okay,
congrats to you.
Peebo's brother.
He walks right. I don't think he's ever going to score an easier goal. Walks right in, shoots from right between the hash marks, Soderblom has that one. He had no chance at because his defense gave him no shot to make the save.
Yeah, it's I'm looking here at the box score.
God, this game's killing us.
Sam Rinzel, we're dying. Sam Rinzel had 2 assists,
dry throat,
2 assists, and was a -3.
Somehow Bedard was a plus in this game.
He was a +1. He had 2 assists. Ryan Donato -3. Oliver Moore -4. Colton Dock -3. Colton Dock credited with 1 hit.
That's it. One GD hit.
Yep. Alex Vlasic was a -3. Tavo was a -4 with no shots. Nazar was a -4. He had an assist. No shots for Nazar either. That's just...
Is he hurt?
Yes, clearly he is hurt. We saw him at practice, the practice before he came back, and I said to Jeff Blashill, did he hurt himself at the end of practice because he didn't finish practice and was clearly like slumped over and having trouble moving?
Yeah, and
he's like, no, I think he wasn't going to do that drill anyway, which maybe was true, but there was video. I think it was maybe it was BHF on Twitter.
Yeah.
Blackhawks Focus had the video of it of Nazar just like bent at the hips, looking frustrated, and then leaving practice.
Yeah,
like,
and
he's clearly not healthy.
And
now.
He's come back and played, but he hasn't been the same guy.
No,
and yeah, I mean we talk about Jason Dickinson. Now I don't think Nazar is as hurt as Jason Dickinson was. But we talked about Jason Dickinson, like, you know, if you're playing, but you're not 100%. And you're having a tendency of not finishing games, you're hurting your team at some point. And I think Nazar is. I'm not saying he's hurting the team, but he can't be 100%. And
he does not look 100%.
Yeah, and I know they're down some healthy guys. But I mean it's I think you at this stage of the season you want to try and have your team be as close to 100% as possible. And I'm not saying call up Nick Lardis and he's going to fix everything or anything like that, but like, man, I don't know. It's tough sledding. Do you have to limit his minutes till he can get back to 100%? I mean, you got 11 forwards, you're rotating anyways. But
the problem is it's up to these players to verbalize their needs and their injuries. And they just won't. It's just not in the DNA of hockey players. It's not in the DNA of young hockey players who, look, Frank Nazar knows he just signed that big extension. He heard some of the doubters about that when he signed it. Everybody here was pretty happy with it. But people around the country, people around hockey were like, oh, that's a big investment for a guy who's played 50-some games. So he hears that chatter and wants to be on the ice. But it's up to your trainers and your coaching staff to be like, dude, you do not look right. We got a game Monday and a game Wednesday. Do you want to skip Monday's game and get right? Because Jason Dickinson figured it out. What is he, 29, 30, Jason Dickinson?
30 at least.
He finally was like, you know what? Yes, I am clearly not healthy. I keep trying to give it a go. I keep leaving games early and hurting the team. I feel like I don't want to jump to too many grand conclusions because of this game, but Nazar, since he came back, has not looked the same. So I do have some concerns. I'm not saying that he is hurt for sure, but the jump that he usually has, getting from 0 to 60, so to speak, or beating a defender to a puck, it just hasn't been there. And when you're seeing a lower body injury, which is what he sustained, that would explain that. I don't know what else you could possibly point to that would explain that. Right. So if he's not right, he's got to say so. And even if he's, you know what, I'm 85%, I can go, I'm not going to be my full self, but I feel like I'm doing better, fine. I still think they're a better team with 85% of Frank Nazar on the ice than not.
Sure, but, I mean, it's you look at how the team was playing before that injury, before the hit in the Calgary game that you would say, you point to and say that's the hit that caused some issues. He was part of the reason that they got off to such a good start. The play at both ends of the ice. Him and Bedard were, equally contributing at that point, and then he hasn't been able to be that guy again. And does he have to be the driving factor of the team? No, but I mean, you'd expect a little bit. He'd have a little bit more to offer at this point. So I don't know. If he's not 100%, I'd rather him get as close as he can to it, because you want him healthy and you want this team to be able to, compete in tougher games and in bigger games. And I don't know. I'm not trying to blame him for trying to play through something.
No, of course.
Like he's trying to give his team
the
best he can.
If
but
he feels he's good enough to go out there and contribute, then fine.
Yeah.
No, like
it just seems obvious that something's not 100% with him.
Right. And I think there's a lot of guys on this team that are not 100%. I think you do 32 teams and do that.
Well,
but what I'm saying is, to Frank Nazar, who certainly is watching, if you are not able to perform at the level you think is enough, then you got to say something to the coach and miss a game or two. It's fine. It's better off to have Frank Nazar for the remainder of the season than for 2 games and then something gets aggravated that's not 100%.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got to hit the break zone one more time. Do us a favor. Please hit that like button for us. We'll be back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks, presented by Bet365. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Love Prize Picks. Mm-hmm. It's simple. I am a simple person. I am dumb. This keeps it easy for me. Saquon Barkley, more or less than 1 rushing touchdown. More. Joe Burrow, more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns. Less, because he's dead. Josh Allen, more or less than 270 pass yards. It's a good number. That's tough. Yeah. I'm going less than. That's how it works. The more you stack, the more you win on Prize Picks. How you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the power play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the app today. Use code CHGO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
New vehicles are in store at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and this is your chance to score a great deal at the Black Friday sales event. Head over to Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory of Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams' vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on all new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L models, or up to $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, you can shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With the friendly team of brand experts at Ray, the team at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram is there to help you during each step of your car shopping journey, and they prioritize affordability so you know you won't overpay for the vehicle you need. Go check out our partner today to shop one of the Chicago area's largest inventories and find the right new vehicle for you, then drive home happy. Don't miss out on the Black Friday sales event for huge savings on new models. For more information, visit Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks. We got a bunch of super chats we're going to get to. We always appreciate those very much. We'll start with Timothy Majeski, $50 says, first time, long time. What a poop show.
I hope he's talking about
I like how it's brown. Lazy, 4 periods of no effort. They need a bag skate. Can't wait to meet you for the Jets game. Keep up the great work. Go Hawks. Thank you, Timothy.
Thank you, Tim.
That's a really big super chat. We appreciate that. I don't know if at this point a bag skate's going to do anything except wear their asses out more.
Physically, it's probably going to do you more harm than good.
Yeah. I think that these guys are...
But what's the off-ice equivalent to a bag skate? I don't know. I think it's a...
You have to stay another day in Buffalo.
Yeah. I think, I think this is one of those times where maybe it is, and we'll hear from Jeff Blashill soon from the post game, but maybe it is just you put it behind you and you just say the effort has to be better.
Yep.
And you keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Maybe. I don't know. If it were me, I'd probably lay in a little bit more on him, but I'm not a head coach.
You're not yet.
Not yet.
Give it time. One more super chat before we hear from Jeff Blashill. And $5 says, I think Blashill left Soderblom in to let them know how it feels to really lose a wake-up call. So I think what Anna's saying is it wasn't a punishment for Arvid specifically. It was a punishment for the whole team. Like, all right, we're not gonna take him out and blame him. You're all gonna get your asses kicked together. I don't think it's that complicated.
Sure.
I think we had to play Colorado Monday. Spencer Knight played yesterday.
I still think it's mostly keeping Spencer Knight as healthy and energized, rested as possible. But also, I mean, you're probably there's probably a little bit to that. What Ann's saying there.
All right, here is Jeff Blashill after the game. This is courtesy of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Overall thoughts on the game? Obviously a tough one for us. We didn't have it physically. I thought they played great, actually. So first off, I'd give them tons of credit. They were ready to play. They played fast. They played hard. They were on top of us all over the ice, back check, forecheck, honestly, the whole thing. I thought we didn't have our best. Sometimes you don't have your best. You got to make sure mentally, though, you're dialed in, and we weren't dialed in enough. Some of this is a growing thing for our team. Like, we got a lot of guys that have never been through the NHL schedule, and so there's going to be moments where, they have to kind of learn as they go, and part of it's learning that when you don't have your best physically, you still got to play good mentally.
Bird, 2 more goals tonight. Just thoughts on he's got points in his last 6 games. Thoughts on what he's meant and his impact?
No, I think he's played great all year. I think he's done it right all year. I think he's led by example. The way that he's approached the game, even from day one, he's balanced when to make a play, when to live another day. He's always been a guy who's hard at the net. He's been a real favorite of mine as a player for a long time, and he continues to be.
Just how do you move on from this one and get ready for Colorado?
You move on. I mean, this league, like, you got to, it's at the end of the day, it counts as one loss in the column. Very disappointed that we let Sodi down. That was probably the biggest disappointment of the night, but it's still one loss, whether it's 3-2 or whatever, 9-3, whatever it was. It's still one loss. So we got to kind of take a breath tomorrow. We got a day off, and then play the best team in the league on Sunday. Look forward to it.
There it is.
He doesn't seem overly upset.
No, I didn't expect him to. These guys know. They know. And this is where you find out, though. Like, is this a wake-up call? Is this what you need? I'm sorry, by the way, $2 from Windy City Hockey reminding me the Hawks play Sunday, not Monday. My days are all mixed up, but thank you for the $2.
Sunday.
Yes, next game is Sunday.
Yeah. You're thinking about the Bears. That's what it is.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. I've been off all week. My days have been screwed up all week long. I don't know why I can't get this straight, but whatever.
It's the
thank you for the
schedule. I mean, he says it right there. When you're not dialed in your game mentally, you have to be dialed in, and they weren't. So I mean, you get outplayed, and then you get out hustled. You're not all there. Find it. You gotta find it for Sunday. Otherwise, 9-3 against the Sabres is going to be. I know you joked about when your team goes up by 17 for the Bet365 payout.
Yeah,
I know that's for football, but if you don't have it physically and mentally against the Avalanche on Sunday, they could put up 17 on you.
Well, and that's kind of the fear of that. Probably is not, like you have started turning the momentum, right? Like, people are starting to notice. You got the Bedard hat tricks too. You got Bertuzzi playing really well. You've got people are falling in love with Nazar and Knight. Black jerseys are flying off the shelves, and the vibes about the Blackhawks are improving. Mm-hmm. Seattle was a home loss, but it was Seattle. It was a Friday night, Thursday night. See, I did it again. So not a crazy, crazy crowd, right?
For a Friday?
No, I'm saying, like, in terms of attendance. Last night.
Yeah, it was like 18,000.
Right, but in terms of, like, people, I'm tuning in for Hawks and Kraken, like that sort of a thing.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Right? Like, it wasn't a marquee game.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get some people that have bought tickets recently.
Oh, yeah.
With an eye on the Avalanche. It's a marquee opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a vibe killer. And look, they should not get hung up on what the national media is saying about them and what the fans are saying about them. But a loss to the Avalanche Sunday feels a little better if you got 3 or 4 points from Seattle and Buffalo.
Yeah.
And now you've got 0. And that makes it really, really rough.
Yeah. I think this is the first time that they've had 2 real tough outcomes back to back where, they've lost consecutive games. But more or less the efforts have been close, or you even walk away and say, yeah, they probably should have won that game, but they didn't. This is the first time where you come away from 2 games where you feel you don't feel positive. So now it really comes down to how do you respond to it, and that's something that young teams are going to need to go through. I think as this season has gone on and they've done better, and you start to feel better about the team, and your expectations start to increase, you can't discredit the fact that there's a lot of guys who are rookies, second-year guys, like 20, 21, 22-year-olds that still have lessons in the NHL to learn. But this is the biggest glaring learning opportunity that they've gone through so far this season, where things aren't going your way. Like, you can learn good lessons, but there's also hard lessons to learn. This is going to be one of them.
A couple more super chats we want to get to here. I saw we just got a $10 one from Alexa. I think I'm saying that right. $10 Canadian says, Hawks have a bad Corsi for shots for percentage and expected goals for percentage all season. They don't drive play or suppress chances against. Tonight was an extreme example of what happens to teams that play like that when PDO isn't on their side. Those numbers are all glorious and fancy, and we all look at those after every game. We talk about them after every game. If you've watched the Blackhawks game this year, this is maybe I would say this is the first time they played anything close to this. This was not a PDO fallback to normal. This was a bad performance. This was a team that was not engaged. It was a team that was not, frankly, seemingly interested in playing this game at all. This is not a PDO. If we talk to me in a week, if they lose 5 or 6,
sure,
yes,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe the crash down to earth is happening. And look, we all sort of think that's coming, right? Like, we have fully acknowledged
math would say it would. Yeah.
If you don't believe us, listen to the pregame show. We talked about that very thing.
Sure.
But this game here is not some told you so from the metrics world of hockey.
Yeah.
This was a good old fashioned ass whooping.
Yeah. I mean, again, analytically, you look at all those numbers. You know, chances. This is at all strengths. Chances for were 60 to 51 Sabres. Shots on goal 30 to 23. High danger chances 11 to 10. Your expected goals was 2.74 for the Sabres, 2.39 for the Blackhawks. So based off of, trying to get the puck on net, getting to the dangerous areas and with scoring chances, and putting yourself into positions where mathematically the expectation is that you'd come away with a goal, you were way closer than 9-3.
Which illustrates that if you are a slave to the metrics, you're not paying effing attention. This game was not close in any way, shape, or form. The expected goals will tell you so, and the scoring chances will tell you so, and the high danger chances will tell you it was a super close game. It was 9-3, and that is an accurate description of what happened in that game. Yeah. So as much as we believe in the metrics and lean on the metrics, if that is your only claim to, like, well, obviously the Blackhawks were due for this loss, their PDO is way too high to sustain, great. The numbers today that the hill you're dying on say the Blackhawks could have easily won this game.
It's 60-40.
It's just not that simple.
It's 60-40 on the money puck deserve to win meter. That's not a crash down.
You know what that is?
Metric.
It's a taffy pole.
Pretty close to one, yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe a starburst pole.
And look, PDO, that stat is shooting percentage plus save percentage. What was their save percentage tonight? 70?
Is that good?
No, it's not.
Wait.
That's
like NHL 26 save percentage.
Yeah, that's if I'm in net. That's 3 of every 10 shots going in.
Yeah, you're Tony Esposito at Benny's.
That's such a outlier for that stat. I don't believe that this is a PDO crash down. Now, if it becomes a trend, if you see it over the next 5, like you said, like if they lose 5 of the next 6 in similar fashion where they're getting walked like that, then okay, then yeah, yes. They've come crashing down. But I don't think
there's no evidence of that through the first 20 games that that's the team they are.
Right. And also, Spencer Knight is playing basically 2 of every 3 games.
Yep.
At this point. So that's going to continue moving forward. And it might even increase. Who knows? See how the schedule plays out and how these guys go. But I mean, this was a night that I feel like Arvid Soderblom probably earned himself a number of nights off. And we've talked about Spencer Knight wanting to be the guy who plays 60 plus games a season. It's rare that it happens all that often, but maybe we do end up seeing him play 60 or more starts this season. And you get to that point where you start riding your number one goalie as the number one goalie. And Spencer Knight's probably the biggest factor in the PDO numbers being what they are on the save percentage side of things.
All right, let's get some more super chats in here. We're going to hear from Connor Murphy here in a moment as well. $5 from Giggity says team had a late flight into Buffalo and played a back-to-back with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. No, this wasn't an analytics loss.
No,
it was a loss of execution, effort, and energy.
Yeah.
You know what I call that? The 3 E's. Said
3
that for
E's.
years.
Triple E?
Yep. Love that guy.
E3. What the heck was E3? E3 wasn't that the video game
It was.
conference?
Moment of silence for E3.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you remember there was a TV channel that was dedicated to like video games and video game
G4?
news? G4, yes.
That's where I discovered Olivia Munn.
There you go.
She's not dead, but
That's where I discovered a lot of video games. So that's
Yeah,
what I was
those two, I
watching.
suppose.
That's what I was watching for. But yeah,
Yes,
I
me too.
remember watching G4 TV when I was younger and E3 being a big thing with just video game stuff. Anyways.
Wait, youth vibe check. Olivia Munn? Yes? No? John Mulaney? Olivia Munn is John Mulaney's wife.
Oh, I love John Mulaney. I don't know Olivia Munn.
Okay.
It's
Sarah.
You don't know who John Mulaney is? Did you watch Big Mouth? Okay, he's Andrew in Big Mouth. Love him.
We had a breakthrough. Andrew and Big Mouth, John Mulaney. There we go.
We're all learning.
Olivia Munn, John Mulaney's wife.
Stay tuned for our Jack Hughes segment.
Coming
coming up
coming.
as well.
Don't even go there.
Chloe's
I will
ready.
get on camera and talk about it.
All right.
No, and I don't want
Chloe's
the chat
corner.
to be, Jack Hughes. Like, that's the only reason I want to talk about it. It's not even that I want to talk about Jack Hughes. I want to talk about Tate McRae.
Okay.
Just want to put that out
I mean, there's a lot more to break down in this game, so we'll see if we have time.
Yeah. We need to. We probably will go to overtime, breaking down
Yes.
the X's and O's.
We
of this
we gotta leave the people smiling tonight. They've earned it if they stuck with the entire game, then chose to come here to talk about it for an hour. Thank you very much if you did that. Big D, 1987, $2 says mounting injuries probably didn't help. That's certainly a factor.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
especially when you're talking about games of effort and getting engaged, that's where guys like Dickinson and Foligno have a lot of value.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, enough of this crap. Let's go. Like, let's get our motors moving a little bit. Foligno would be a guy who would go out there and have a shift where he lays 3 hits, maybe drops the gloves.
Well, and you also, you miss that on the bench and in the room. Like I as overblown as some people might think Nick Foligno's leadership, quote unquote, presence is, it matters, especially with a group of young guys that have, gotten to know him and bond with him as the oldest guy on the team. Not having him on the bench, not having him in the room, in the fight with you, so to say, like that does matter.
Yep.
And I'm not saying if Nick Foligno's there, they don't still lose by a wide margin given this effort. But I think that's a guy that can try and, curb some of the spiraling that this game,
I
this
think
game had.
it's also valuable to have a guy you can, when things are falling apart, just like look to and be like,
yeah.
what do we do? I always think of Anthony Rizzo talking to David Ross in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Rizzo was a way better player than David Ross, but when Anthony Rizzo was like, this is Game 7, and I'm losing my mind right now, and what do I do, David Ross? Please help me.
Yeah.
Like, that is the ultimate. That's the
How do I
ultimate
control
example.
my emotions?
Right.
There?
Like,
Yeah,
but that's the ultimate example. But having that guy who's been like, hey, I was a Columbus Blue Jacket for a long time. I've been on the sides of losses like this. Right.
Don't ask. What's the guy's name? Simmons.
Oh yeah,
Not
Bill
Steve
Simmons.
Simmons. Bill Simmons. Don't ask Bill Simmons about the Blue Jackets.
That's another. He's not. First of all, it wasn't his opinion. It was a listener's opinion that he just kind of was like, yeah, you're kind of right. But there's probably some validity to that they are the most irrelevant franchise in sports. Because if we went outside and said, "What's the hockey team in Columbus?" to 10 people, how many would know?
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't. That's a bigger topic for another day. Yeah, and I like the Blue Jackets. If you have the chance, go see a game in Columbus. It's an awesome atmosphere.
That's a team that's also fighting for a playoff spot.
Yes. Speaking of that, the Hawks now out of the playoff spot. So
season's over.
They've got 4 days to get there.
Wrap it up.
Thanksgiving.
Wrap it up.
All right, let's finish these super chats, and then we'll hear from Connor Murphy. History Racer, $2 says a team needs a break and players back healthy. That would be great.
Sure.
So Jeff Blashill said
your break is tomorrow.
Off day tomorrow. Yeah, and you got a game at 6 o'clock against the Avalanche on
You got to be ready to go.
Sunday.
Big boy pants.
Yes. All right, let's hear from Connor Murphy, and then let's laugh a little bit. Are we ready for Connor Murphy? Let's do it, Chloe. Hit it up.
Unacceptable on our part to not be prepared mentally to play clearly the game, and even more so for Sodi to hang him out to dry is unacceptable. And you can have lapses and have games where you don't have your best, but there's no excuse for how he played tonight.
Bertuzzi 2 goals tonight and points in his last 6 games. Just thoughts on what he's meant and his impact since he's come back?
Bert's a battler. I think he's clearly not been fully healthy, and for him to be pushing like he does, and you just see him with his tools. He knows who he is and tries to battle and play scrappy around the net for loose pucks. And you see him get rewarded just by being tenacious and trying to win pucks and win battles.
Game against Colorado on Sunday, just how can you move past this and get ready for that?
You just got to use it as fuel. It's a long season, and you hope to not have games like that, but if you do, you can't let it affect you negatively. It's got to be used as fuel to come forward and bring your best effort, and you just got to almost take it personal and look at yourself in the mirror after those games and how you let your team down individually, and then like I said, just be super motivated to make sure that doesn't happen and make sure that we come out on top.
All right, there he is, Connor Murphy. Thanks to the Blackhawks for use of that video and for supplying us a black jersey to have on set today. And we're going to do tomorrow at 11, a mini pod will drop where we get Sarah took some B-roll video of it, so you get an up-close look at it, talk about it, share the schedule, all that good stuff. So look for that at 11.
In honor of the release of the black jersey that was earlier today, the Hawks then went and played like the early 2000s Blackhawks tonight.
What a tribute.
So it was a tremendous tribute.
That Faulkner made him do that. That was Faulkner.
Yes, it was.
Yes. All right, can we throw this game away? Can we have some fun? Anything else we need to add?
Sure. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
This game stunk.
Thoughts on the game, Sarah, Chloe?
Let's move on.
We're just ready to move on from this game.
Favorite John Mulaney bit? We just
told you who John Mulaney was.
Not Blackhawks defenseman John Mulaney.
Yes.
Comedian John Mulaney.
We do. Nick Lardis has 2 goals tonight.
He's coming up.
And the Mason West state championship game is like down to the wire.
It's going swimmingly for Mason West.
I think someone in the chat just said that Moorhead took the lead 28-27.
You are correct.
So, yeah. So this is from another taffy pull.
Shout out to Anthony Winker, who is
not just a clever name,
who does play-by-play for a Minnesota team, and also covers the Lake Conference, which is the football conference that Edina plays for out in Minnesota. I've been following his tweets to get the information on the Edina and Moorhead state final.
Do we have how much time's left or anything?
As of 3 minutes ago, Jet Feeney runs for his second touchdown of the game, an 11-play, 72-yard drive from Moorhead to take the 28-27 lead with 9 minutes and change to play in the fourth quarter. Now, the tweet before that was the end of the third quarter tweet in which he said Edina was leading at that point, 27-21. Mason West, heading into the fourth quarter, 7 for 7, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. So efficient for Mason West. Bjorgard
having one of those Cal Orton games.
Yeah. Bjorgard,
draft that kid.
Who's the stud, also a football and hockey player, stud for Edina. 22 carries, 185 yards, and 4 total touchdowns for him. So he and Mason West are doing their darndest. They are like Bedard and Bertuzzi tonight.
All right, now Windy City Hockey says now Adina is winning 34-28 now.
Adina, won't you cry for me?
Can we just go to that? Can we just
I wish we
turn
could
the game on?
pick up the feed. Yeah.
We'll do some play-by-play.
Come on, Anthony Winker. Give us the update.
I can't think of it.
Here. From him 1 minute ago. Oh, my God. On one play, Adina takes the lead right back. Guess who? Chase Bjorgard, 59 yards, scores his 5th touchdown of the game.
God.
The Moorheads lead lasted exactly 20 seconds. One play, 59 yards, 34-28. Adina with 8:56 to play.
Woo.
He says this game is on drugs in the best way. Thank you, Anthony. I love that. Love that breakdown.
Let's hope they don't have like a score bug going at the game that is showing NHL hockey scores, because he's looking up and seeing Hawks losing 9-3, and he looks over there and
I'm sure they don't.
There's a Minnesota football coach, and there's the Michigan football coach, and
PJ Fleck.
Yeah. Oh God, not him.
Yeah. Row your boat.
Row
your boat somewhere else.
What a wanker.
Yeah. I have nothing to say about Big Ten football this season, by the way.
So. That's okay.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Mason West wants to come to Wisconsin.
No.
You don't. You don't want to do that.
No, we don't want that.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about?
But I want to do the Tate McRae thing. I think we got to serve the youth. Do we have the picture?
I'll find it.
All right. There's a picture. There is an alleged photo of allegedly Jack Hughes.
Bleacher Report Open Ice is now in on this.
That's two sources.
If you want something to be, this is picking up steam. So if we want to be considered on the cusp of hockey news and hockey coverage, we need to talk about this.
This is what the people are here for. We have to serve the youths. Tate McRae allegedly and Jack Hughes allegedly out to a meal.
BR Open Ice is saying that it is Tate McRae. It says Jack Hughes out and about after his surgery, grabbing dinner in New York with Tate McRae.
Chloe, use the microphone.
If you don't know who Tate McRae is, she's an international pop star who famously dated and broke up with Cole Sillinger of the Columbus Blue Jackets, the irrelevant NHL franchise. And then she wore hockey pads incorrectly on her album cover. And then,
goalie pads are backwards.
She got the What Chaos bump, and it's been skyrocket for her after that.
Yeah. So
now she's
this?
Home wrecking Jack Hughes.
I don't believe it because it just doesn't look like her. You can
Well,
tell
it's
her
a girl
hair
with
is a big part
brownish,
of her.
blondish hair. Of course, it's
which
Tate
is
McRae.
every girl in the world.
I will say her ex-boyfriend before Kid Laura was a hockey player.
Cole Sillinger. Sarah, listen. We just
Cole
said that.
Sillinger.
No.
Yeah.
There's another one?
Cole Sillinger, and then she dated this
Tate McRae
artist named Kid Leroy.
Boyfriend
She's
list.
known for dating hockey players, and the only hockey player she didn't date was when she dated the rapper guy,
Johnny Hader.
And now
Cole Sillinger.
that's why I don't.
Is
think
this
it's
like her elite prospects page?
They did break up, but I'm saying like hockey wise, like it wouldn't be like the weirdest thing in the world for her to date hockey.
Oh no.
players.
Of course not. And Jack Hughes is a cute young man. I can admit that.
Jack Hughes is a good-looking guy.
He is.
But a lot of people are saying that he has a girlfriend, quote unquote, allegedly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna claim.
He could have two
anything,
girlfriends.
but-
International waters.
That's possible. Oh, they're in New York.
Are they on the
allegedly.
which side of the Niagara are they on?
I don't know.
They might have drifted over to
I
Canada.
mean, he's a New Jersey Devil. I'm sure it's New York City. I don't think he's going to upstate New York.
There's no law that says a man and a woman cannot go to dinner together.
Right, maybe they're
Greg
just friends.
Wyshynski says there's too many glasses on that table for my liking.
That's good. Well, we will have Chloe investigate this and get back to us on the next show.
Yeah.
Chloe's going to be a big part of the show, by the way, as she gets more dug in on the production side of things and comfortable where she can fly the plane without stress. And you're doing a wonderful job, as we knew you would.
Thank you.
Chloe is a huge hockey fan.
Ice Hogs just took the lead. Nolan Allen
Hell
scored.
yeah.
So
Call them both up.
Yeah, call all the Ice
Call
Hogs
them all up.
Why not?
Call up the Ice Hogs. Get Jared Nightingale in here.
Who's our puck?
Game puck.
winner?
It's got to be Tyler Bertuzzi.
I'm sure it is.
All right. It is? Beautiful. That is only his third game puck of the year.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. That's right.
That's a winning streak.
Updating the standings. We're going to go to overtime here for a few minutes. This is while we update the standings, by the way. So if you're watching us on your Roku or Samsung or whatever, Move over to allchgo.com to watch the last few minutes. 6 pucks for Spencer Knight, 4 for Bedard, 3 for Bertuzzi, 2 for Burakovsky, and then 1 each for Doc, Arvid Soderblom, Sam Lafferty, Artem Levshov, and the hottest name on the trade block.
Oh man,
Lucas Reichel. Already being made available by your Vancouver Canucks.
Man, I like Lucas.
Me too.
He was always generous and nice to talk to.
Nice kid.
But man, I don't think he's an NHL player.
He's not had a shot on goal in 6 games.
Poof.
That's difficult to do.
That's really hard to do. And it's not teammates.
No. He's got 1 assist in 13 games.
Yeah. That's rough. So, again, I will say I wish the best for him and his career now that it's, beyond Chicago and he's not around anymore, but
that Ice Baron Berlin jersey is pretty sick. I'd consider one of those.
He might be doing that.
The German Olympic jerseys.
Oh, the piss jerseys?
I like the black ones better.
Yeah.
But they are glorious. I have no German in me.
They're good.
They're
good.
I
I do like their jerseys. I might pick up a Dominic Cahoon one.
Okay.
Blackhawks.
Get them while they're hot.
Yeah. Blackhawks legend, by the way.
All right, we're going to wrap things up. We are off tomorrow. We are back Sunday for Hawks and Avalanche. That puck drop is at 6 o'clock. And if you want one of these here Blackhawk sweaters, you better get your ass to United Center because online is sold out in every size.
Yeah. They moved fast.
This is the premium, which is the one step below the on-ice product.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically an authentic.
I would say this is your best bang for your buck.
$250, pretty much the on-ice product. I'm sure there's some small differences in the stitching.
The stitching is not, when you get the authentic pros, which is what the players wear, the logo is all stitched.
Yeah.
The numbers are all stitched on. These numbers
are stitched.
I think it's like stitching and pressed combined.
Yeah.
But I mean like this
Every little
logo
piece
is
of it, yeah.
stitched.
Whereas
this is kind of a stitch print, but no, I mean these are nice. The mid-tier jersey, again, bang for your buck is pretty good. But yeah, finding them in person is probably going to be your best bet for a while because they sold out very fast.
So puck drop at 6 means gates open at 4:30. I think the atrium opens sooner, but I think they open the store when the gates open. I think. Because I remember we were down there for the home opener, and we wanted to get in the store.
2 hours? I think it's 2 hours for the atrium to open, and then I think it's 90 minutes before puck drop is when the doors open.
Yeah, I think that's correct. So
4 o'clock, if you're down there, you can get into the store, get into the atrium, try and pick out your jersey. They do customize at the store.
They'll heat press them there for you.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do it for the black jerseys. I would hope that they're stocked with the proper lettering and numbers.
Yeah.
Because it's different than the away jerseys and the home jerseys, but I'd imagine they would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't want a Bedard or a Nazar or a Vlasic or whatever is in stock at the store, you want to get a Tyler Bertuzzi or you want to get Louis Crevier, you can get a blank one, and then they'll personalize it there for you.
I will say I noticed that when I was there last game, because there were some rumors going on that they might have debuted these against the Kraken. So I wanted to see if there were any like boxes in a corner or whatever. They had a pretty decent player selection of the premiums. I know they had Levshov.
Yeah.
I saw Bertuzzi. I saw, obviously, there's a million Bedards, but I saw Vlasic, saw Nazar, saw Knight. So there should be most of the guys you're looking for that would be safe investments will be there. But if you want to get one, get there when the atrium opens.
And as Kerry Jacobs 477 says, the Madhouse store is also open during the day, so you don't technically have to wait until the game starts or the pregame festivities start. Like you can go during the day and it's open. They just don't let you go into the arena, obviously.
Do we have a Mason West update? Any updates?
Let me see what Anthony Winker has to say. Last update he had was about Moorhead. Let's see. 4th and 6 for Moorhead from the 24. They go for it. The Spuds. They're the Moorhead Spuds.
I love that.
By the way,
I
their
almost want
logo
to root for them just
their
'cause of
logo's
that.
a potato. That's amazing. They say they make the decision to go, and Edina fans got so loud it forced a timeout. But after the reset, Feeney, George, I assume, throws off of his back foot across the field and completes it to Backy. Maybe David Backus, I'm not sure. Wow, is what Anthony says. So that's from 5 minutes ago. So Moorhead
Barn burner
converts a 4th and 6. It's got to be. Oh, Moorhead turns it over on downs.
Oh boy,
Feeney with an awful throw that should have been picked off, trying to force it on 4th and 8. Edina takes over with 5:08 to play on the 36 of the Spuds, leading 34-28. So, as we leave you tonight, it seems like Mason West and Edina, he's going to complete the story and win the state title in his senior year. I don't want to jinx it. Still 5 minutes left to play, but they're in a good
Cinderella
spot.
story.
And that'd be a lot of fun. If the Edina athletic director is listening, please check your
I'm
email.
sure he is. Yes. That's right. Just keep piling championships.
Yes.
Also, before we go, the refs were terrible tonight. All right. We'll talk to you Sunday after Hawks and Avalanche right here on a CHGO Blackhawks podcast. Hopefully, Chloe is not all decked out in maroon and blue.
I won't be.
Good.
I won't be. And then one more thing. I don't know if you guys want to address the studio. There's a lot of comments about.
Oh, yeah,
this
we're in
being
Studio
a
C.
Studio C.
We told you to be ready by Thanksgiving.
Right. And we were right.
We were correct. We didn't say which Thanksgiving, but we're right.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being with us, especially after a brutal loss on a Friday night. Thanks for spending your time with us. If you've not, please hit the like button on your way out. We'll talk to you Sunday. After Hawks and Avs. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.